Yeah, okay, sir. Let's start.
So, 1 minute, I'm just sharing the screen. Okay, so is the screen visible? Mm, Is my screen visible to all? Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like robotics. Okay, 1 minute. I'll just try to fix the audio also. It's coming back. Okay, now is the audio clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, screen is visible also, right?
Yes, sir. Screen as well.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll continue the topic. So in the last class, we did about how do we add the finished floorings. Okay, today we're gonna see how do we add the sunk floors. We already created sunk slab, but we have to fill that sunken basically there with the coba, and we need to add the tiles as well, the finished tiles on the top. So we'll see how do we add the sunken floors and add the skirting boundaries as well on the floorings. Okay, so we have this master bathroom over here and here. That's supposed to be sunken. Okay, so if I look into the section view, you can see that this is that specified sunken, and which is we have sunken at negative 200 mm, which we need to fill up basically. So to fill the sunken slab, we'll come into that level and we're going to fill this entire region. Okay, so to fill up, we're going to come into architectural tab, and in the architectural tab, we're going to take the flooring command, and in flooring, I'm going to take architectural flooring over here to fill that sunken with the Koba filling. Okay, so I'm going to take floor architecture. Then I can draw the sketch boundary line around this. So I'm going to pick the boundary line. Okay, I'm going to pick the core line actually. So this is the core line. So this core means before the plaster work. This core. So we just pick the internal core. And then we just take the trim extend corners. After that, we're gonna come into the edit type and change its type parameter. So we're gonna come in edit type. In edit type, we're gonna duplicate this type of floor. We're gonna call this as 200 mm sunk fill. This is for the 200 mm sunken fill. We're gonna edit its structure. So we're gonna have two layers over here. One is the layer of our brick batting, and on the top we'll have a layer for the screeding work, means the plaster work basically. So gonna make that Koban. So that's gonna be of 190 mm and 10 mm of plaster level to level the Koba filling actually. Okay, so we're gonna select this layer and apply the material of brick bats. Come into materials. We create a new material. And when we take create new material, we get this new material called default new material. Come into identity. We'll name this material dash brick bat. For Koba work, we can write Koba. We can give the description for that material. You can define the class category into masonries. You can give the manufacturer name, the cost information, cost per unit. Okay, maybe it's costing you 4.50 paise. You can give 4.50 paise. You can give the graphic informations, like you can give user render appearances. In surface pattern, you can show the pattern of bricks. Shown into Herjik bond basically, the running bonds. And the cut pattern we can show as brickworks. Okay, with background layer of bit of concretes. So we're going to use double hatch pattern in the cut patterns, whereas in surface pattern, I'm going to just use single hatch pattern over here. Okay. Then in appearances, we can pick the material of the masonry. Appearance library, go into the category of masonry. Then we can pick bricks, and you can select the type of brick that you want to use it. So this would be in the floor actually, not on the walls. We can change the scenes and we can put it as an object. So that's how it's gonna look up on an object. You can change it and apply it on the plane as well. This is like this is how it's going to look on the floor actually. Finish that. There are many others as well that you can pick it up. Maybe you want this one, you can pick this one as well. Okay, so maybe you want this kind of brick patting work, so you can take that. Click on apply. Click on OK. So that's the brick pat work. And on the top there would be work of plaster. So you can select the material of the plaster. Now, if you have already created the material, you can directly take the plaster material. This is the wall plaster. We don't want a wall plaster, we just want a plaster material. So we don't have it, so we need to create it. So we have once again create a new material. Come into identity. Change the material name to plaster. Write the description, define into class categories, manufacturer name, model number, cost per unit. You can everything you can write down over here. Okay. Under the graphics, you can use render appearances. Surface pattern means elevation view. You can choose concrete hatch pattern in the surface. And in the cut pattern, also I'm going to use the similar one. Then in appearances, we can select the plaster pattern. Okay, we can use polished concrete to show as one of the type of plasters. You can click on apply, then you can click on OK. So we have two layers, one layer of brick batting and the other layer of the plaster. Okay, so total comes up to 200 mm, and that's what our sunken was all about basically. So now we can click on OK. Once again, OK. And over here, under the height offset from level, we'll keep this as 0. So it will level out. So now if I click on finish mode, as you can see, that is now filled. The sunken has been filled. We can see in the section view as well now. So if I go into section view, you can see that filling has been applied above the slab, basically the sunk slab. Okay, so this is the sunk slab and this is the filling basically there. You can even view this in the 3D section view. If I take the floor and click on selection box, we can see that filling work has been done. And now we can create the finish tile for the bathrooms. So once again, we can come into plan views and apply the finish bath tiles. So once again, we're going to take the flooring, take floor architecture. Then again, take the pick lines command, and this time you can pick the lines of the core, internal cores. Once again, this core line, the interior core line, where the tiling work will be applied. Once again, you can use trim extend corners. And before you click on the finish mode, check up over here. This is the floor for the sunken fill. Now we are not creating sunken fill. We are creating the finished flooring. So we'll search for finished floor, but this is the finished floor for the living room. So we're going to come into the edit type. Change means we're going to duplicate this. We're going to call this as FFL for the bathrooms. Okay, so this is for the master bathroom. Okay, and even the tiling would be changing. The tile is currently for the living room. It's a different tile. We want a travertine material for the bathroom, so we can once again create a new material, or I can duplicate this material also. So we can right click and duplicate the existing living room material. Okay, and we're going to rename this. We're going to change its identity information. We're going to not call this as the living room, but we're going to call this as ER-FFL- and the tile size that we're going to use in the bathroom, we can change it. We can apply smaller size instead of larger, bigger size. We're going to take, let's say 650 by 650 mm. So in the surface pattern, it is right now 1200 by 1200, which we're going to change it. We're going to apply 650 by 650 mm. So the last size that I have over here is of 600. So I'm going to duplicate this pattern. So click on duplicate fill pattern. Name this as 650 mm by 650 mm and change the size to 650. Click on OK. Once again, we'll click on OK. So this size now changes. Okay, and can cut pattern diagonal cross hatches is okay. Now in appearances, also we want to change its total appearances. So once again, I can duplicate this asset, and after duplicating the asset, we can now change the tile image. You can click on the edit button, and you can change the tile from moon gray to the travertine image. So you can come into tile appearances, and you can click on edit to change the tile pattern. You can pick the travertines, apply that, and the travertine size would be of 650 by 650. Okay, so that's the size. Then we can adjust the glossiness. The tile, then you can apply it. So that's for the master bathroom, and this is for the living room now. Two different tiles are being created. The total thickness comes to 30 mm. So before we click on the finish mode, we'll provide the offset from level height as 30 mm. Click on apply, and then we click on finish edit mode. Different size of tiles in the master bathroom, so you can check also. So you can like give scaling size. See, 650 it is, and this way also it is 650. Now over here in the living and the dining room, we have taken off 1200. So this is 1200. So there's two different sizes that we are using it. Now in the bathroom also, we need to adjust the first tile position. So supposingly the first bath tile would be applied it at this end basically then. So we can come into modify, take the align command, and we can give the alignment that first bath tile would be aligned from this point. So we can select this wall core line and this line, and then you can even lock it. And you can once again select the align tool, select the core line and this horizontal line, and then you can lock it. So this is my first tile position of the bathroom. We can give a symbol of direction symbol that this is the first tile of bath basically. So we can come into annotate and take detail line command, and I can draw an indication stating that this is the first tile of action basically. Okay, so we can give a symbol. So this is the first bath tile indicator. Oh, sorry, the indication that this is where we have started placement of the first tile. Similarly, over here in the living and dining, we can define it from where we wanted to create our first tile appearances. Now you can see it's like too much confusion that we are able to see dimensions as well as we are able to see the flooring. So we can hide the dimensions by coming into visibility graphics. The shortcut key for visibility graphics is VG. Okay, or you can come into properties, and under properties you can select visibility graphics. All right, click on edit, come into annotation category, select dimensions, uncheck it and click on OK. So you can see the dimensions, all the dimensions that we have took out, it disappears. Okay, let's hide them. Then once again we can take the modify align tool and you can align it the first tile position, starting from this core, this horizontal line, lock it, the other one, lock it. Well, this is our first placement of tile. So this is where it starts, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it can go this way basically, or it can go in this direction basically. So over here I indicated that this is the first tiling position. So this is how it goes. So like 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, 5, like that basically. Okay. So the same annotation. Make sure you just don't accidentally move the view. So now if you look into the section view once again, you can see the tile work again. But now once again there is a little issue. You can see this plaster level and paint level is like overlapping on the coba filling and on the tile finishes. So what we can do over here is we can take the join geometry tool and join these geometry is the coba filling or the sun filling with the wall, and even the this filling, sorry, the tile and the mortar filling with the wall basically. So you see like now the plaster stops where the mortar is starting, okay, and the paint basically. So you can see like it's fix all the joinery details. Okay, similarly over here you can see like it overlaps a lot of things. So we can take the join geometry tool, fix this with this wall. Everything is perfectly applied it basically. So the wall tile will go all the way down and this floor tile will come over here basically. That will overlap it basically. Right? Even you can look into 3D view now. it's overlapping, you can still fix it in your this time. Bathroom, we are using travertines for the floors. And perfectly done for one bathroom. Similarly, we can do for the other ones. So yeah, this bathroom over here, which is having a sunk slab, should be there. You can check into the section view. This is the another one which is having 250 mm as the sunk. So what we can do, we can come back to the level, take the architecture tab, take the floor command, take floor architecture. We want the sunk fill, so we take sunk fill, but the sunk fill is of for 200 mm, so not to worry, we can just simply edit the type, simply duplicate the type, rename this to 250 mm sunk fill, and change its structure thickness. Take to 40 mm as brick padding and 10 mm of cluster. Click on OK. Click on OK. Draw the sketch lines from the internal core line. Then you can take the trim extend corners. And before we hit the finish mode, make sure the height from offset level is set to be 0, because we are using this as a fill basically, not to sunken or not to create a finishing floor basically. This is for the filling work basically. So that would be 0 mm, and then we can hit on the finish mode to apply it. So you see we have the sunk fill, Coba fill has been created. Now we can go into the section view and check whether it's been properly been aligned in place. So you can check, yes, there's a line. Okay, only thing is that this wall is like slightly overlapping it, so which we can fix it by coming into the modify tab, select the join geometry tool, join the sunk fill with the wall that is overlapping it. Okay, so let's fix that overlapping issues over here as well. You can see it's like slightly overlaps with the wall, so you can select the sunk slab and the wall. As you can see, it cuts the wall. Anyways, this entire wall will get cut off because there will be a beam would be coming in. Okay. So we have fixed that issues. We forget to add beams. Still, it looks a detailed, clean joints. Basically. Right. Then, if we wanted to create the finishing floor for this bathroom, we can again come into that level. Select the architectural tab. Come into the floors. Take floor architecture for creating any finished floorings. Now we have already created for the master bathroom over here. We're going to use the same one, so we can come into the type list, and from the type list I can take FFL for the master bathrooms. Okay. Then we can draw the sketch lines by taking the pick lines options, and I'm going to select the core line, the internal core line. So I'm going to start from this internal core line, this internal core line, core line, core line here. Now we need to take trim extend corners to join these corners. And before I click on finish edit mode, I'll give an height offset. Okay, how much height offset we need to give? That's 30 mm of height offset. So we give the height offset as 30 mm because this will come above the Coba filling. So 30 mm thickness, including the mortar and the tile thickness. So the mortar thickness is how much? The mortar thickness is 10 mm and 20 mm of some tile basically. Okay, we can change the thickness of the tile if you wanted to. And then we can click on the finish edit mode. Complete. And here we go. Okay. You can also align, take the align tool, align the first tile placement. So this is our first tile placement. Copy this symbol. Over here. Okay, once again check in the section view. And here we go. Then we can take the join geometry tools and join them. Okay, we'll check in the 3D section views. Now this is the door actually, which is like going downwards. We can have to move the door at a sill height of 30 mm so that it doesn't go inside the finished floors actually. Perfect. So we have the floorings for the bathrooms and the rooms as well. You can hide the walls. We can come in visibility graphics, pick the walls, hide it in. Click on OK and check. Go finish floor, we fill the sunk, and we have the sunk slab as well. Okay. So if this is clear, how do we add sunk fill and create the finished floors for the bathrooms and for the other rooms? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Just give me 1 minute. I'll be back. Okay, moving ahead. If supposingly, if I want to add the skirtings, the wall skirtings for the tiles that we applied at the bottom of the floor. So if you want to do skirtings, floorings, okay, what I'm going to do is can come into the 3D view, click the visibility graphics, turn on the walls pack, can hide the windows, doors, and the structural slab. Once again, we'll be able to see the floor plan without that structural slabs. Again, we can see the finished tiles. So this is where we have completed. So the living and dining room has completed. So we can add the skirtings for the living and dining. In the bathrooms, we have already created the bath tiles, so we don't need a skirting over there. Okay. So for skirtings, what I can do, I can take directly the architecture tab. Under the walls, we can take the wall sweep command over here. Okay. And in wall sweep, there's no skirting, so we can create the skirting. So we can come into edit type, duplicate this, call this as wall skirtings. And then we can change the profile. We can take the profile size of default profile shape, supposingly, or we can create our own profile also. Supposingly, we want to create our own profile. We come into file menu, new, can select a new family from the family list. Come into English. Under English, we can take metric profile, open, and we can create a profile right over here. I'm going to create a line shape, create a rectangular shape actually. Skirting height will be, suppose we take it as 100 mm, thick as 20 mm. You can also provide dimensions. Label this dimensions, skirting skirting width or thickness. Simply save this style. You can even give like a little curve edges slightly. So if you want to do that, you can again come to create lines, thick fillet arcs, and give a radius of at least 2 mm. This end will be a little bit curved. Then you can save this family. Skirting profiles. Load into the project and close it. Once again, you can come into the 3D view, architecture tab, take the sweep command, wall skirting, and create a skirting right at the finish of this walls over here. Apply directly to the plinth level at 0 offset level, or maybe 30 mm little above. You can change the profile. Actually, we have used default profile, so we can use the profile that we have created now. and we can also apply the material of the finished floorings. Same material will apply, and okay, so we got that flooring, the tile applied it. So we can continue this skirting on the other walls as well. Accidentally applied it on the wrong side. So you make sure that you select the right side of the wall. So we got that applied it, as you can see. You can take this skirting and take modify returns. And you can drag this to the end over there. Similarly, we can do it over here as well. Select the skirting, modify returns, and now you can drag this to the end of that wall. So they are applied it even on the ends. Okay, once again, you can take add and remove walls, and you can insert. You just have to pick the walls. Now over here it did not apply it, so we can stretch this to the very end. And over here, what we can do is we can modify this return to 180 degrees and 90 degrees. Okay, let's try. Can return it on the other end is again strictly goes inside, goes on the other direction. So we can take it as modify return as negative 90 degree. join that perfectly. Come to the plan views and we can join it up precisely over here. Okay. Similarly over here you can stretch that lines. Sure we don't overlap it. Overlaps. So got that. Wall skirting tiles. So what we can select them. So it comes all together. And if we want to flush into the walls, we can use offset from wall command. Get the values over here, negative, like suppose if I give like 10 mm, it will go in the walls, negative 15 mm, flush in the walls. So when you'll be seeing it as a section view, you can also see this skirtings on the walls as well. So that's how you can add the floor skirtings to the floorings. Okay. Is this clear? Done. So we got this much floor plan at least ready with basics of components. Okay, now we are ready to add the other things as well, like cabinets in the kitchen, bathroom accessories, and so on. So you can select this door and you can also put the offset. So I want you to try at least this much first. Get at least the flooring and the skirtings ready so that we can start adding now the components in the rooms. Okay, and we can also start creating staircase as well. So we have a stairwell that will lead from the plinth level to the terrace level. So we can start adding stairs and the other components as well for the circulation flow in the building basically. So try this out first. Okay, any doubts in this? Do you have any doubt in this?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow with the other elements basically. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All the study materials and the recording sessions are being uploaded, so you can check it also.
So could you send the one on the Outlook?
Okay, you want the
Not from
outlook?
YouTube. So then we can
Okay.
download it as well.
Okay. You can also download from YouTube, I guess. I don't. There is something called YouTube downloader as well. But I'll also send you the Outlook link as well. Okay. So if you want to download separately, you can download.
Yes, sir, please.
Just sending right now. All right, guys. So see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll have lecture at 3 o'clock. Okay.
Okay. Okay.